Hello friends, welcome back to Being Mrs. Fraser. We have a lot to undo today. We got home last night for around 11 o'clock, and I'm not going to lie, we went straight to bed. So today is a very real post-vacation reset. I'm still not feeling great, but I knew if I didn't start somewhere, everything would just sit and feel even more overwhelming. So this isn't a deep clean, there's not perfection, it's just me getting things back to normal one step at a time. So if you're watching this, you're tired, you're sick, or just lacking motivation, I hope this gives you a little push to do one small thing today. So let's get everything unpacked, get some laundry done, and reset this house together.
When we started, our wishes aligned. We were like yin and yang combined. Now the tables have turned. Can we live and unlearn? You tell me.
First things first, we're getting the laundry going. Vacation laundry is always a lot, but I like to just get the washer running, and then everything else kind of just feels easier after that. So if you're watching this, you're sick, tired, just not feeling motivated, this is your sign that just doing one small thing counts. So after I get the laundry going, I am going to move on to the litter box. This is just one of those tasks that I really don't feel like doing, but I knew it would make the whole house feel better instantly. Sometimes those little things are just a quick win, and it's what keeps me going. So again, I'm not doing anything deep cleaning, just doing enough that it feels manageable. Your girl caught a cold in DC. I don't even know if I caught it in DC. It might have been one of my kids. I don't know. We had a great trip, you guys. I did share pictures and videos over on my Instagram, on my stories. I did save that. So if you guys are interested in seeing anything from our trip, it is over there on Instagram. Still Being Mrs. Fraser. But you guys, we had such a good time on our trip. If you don't know, my kids got surprised with a trip to DC for Christmas this year. We used to go on trips all the time, and then we moved to where we went on trips to, and we stopped going. We started getting just normal gifts. If you guys have followed along, you guys have seen that, at Christmas time. And this year my kids were like, we want to go somewhere again. And I was all for it because I'm tired of buying gifts and seeing things just being donated or left on the floor or get broke or whatever it is and not ever being used or whatnot. So I thought, you guys are asking to go somewhere, I'm absolutely game for that. I would much rather have the memories of a trip than wasting my money. So let's go. So if you guys missed it, we went to DC, Washington, D.C. It's just a straight shot up I-95 from where we live, so it's perfect. It's about 11 hours or so. However, on the way there, it took about 13. As we were driving through South Carolina, like the first half of South Carolina, the first southern half, it was stop and go traffic forever. I kid you not. And there was never a reason, like there was never a car pulled over, there was never an accident, anything like that. It was literally just stop, complete standstill on the interstate. Absolutely crazy. But then it would start moving. And so it did end up actually taking us almost 13 hours to get to our hotel that first night. We stayed in Manassas, Virginia. If you guys don't know, Manassas is where two battles took place from the Civil War. The very first battle, Bull Run, and so our hotel actually backed up to that battlefield. I joked with my kids, and I probably shouldn't have because they were a little bit scared that first night. But I was like, so I told them that the battlefield was behind our hotel. And I was like, so if you guys hear any scratching on the windows or anything, don't get scared. It could just be, former soldiers, I was just playing a joke. They were Like, they refused to sleep in the bed by the window. But it actually ended up working out because our hotel actually upgraded us to a 2-room suite. So we had a bedroom, and then we had a like living room kind of area that had a couch with a hide-a-bed in it. But you guys, they knew I was joking. Like, we don't really, I guess, believe in that. So anyway, they knew it was a joke. But I'm not gonna lie, if something did start scratching on the window, I might have freaked out myself. But anyway, so we had a lot of fun. We stayed there. I'm going to tell you what, nobody ever told me that tolls were so expensive in DC. Traveling from Manassas to DC every day took anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. It really just kind of varied on traffic. They do have express lanes up there like we have here in Orlando, and I think, does Tampa have them? I don't know. Anyway, I know Orlando has them. My husband pays tolls all the time. So, however, I have never seen a toll so expensive in my life. We paid over $170 in tolls in 3 days. 3 days. One thing that I was not prepared for was that those tolls, here in Florida, the tolls are just a couple dollars, and I already thought that was ridiculous. And then we got up there, and I'm like, holy buckets, where did all that come from? So, thankfully we do have like the little Easy Pass thing that goes in the window. So it all kind of went on there, but it is what it is. So we had a great time. In the middle of our trip, though, one of our children did get sick. Thankfully, it was our oldest. So since she is an adult, she was able to stay at the hotel by herself, and we did go on ahead and continue our trip without her. She was only sick for 24 hours. It was the strangest little bug that she had. I'm thanking God that it was only 24 hours. Unfortunately, she did miss a big day. It was the day that we went and saw all the memorials. We went up into the Washington Monument, which is 555 feet in the air, if you didn't know. And it was absolutely amazing. However, it was so cold, you guys. We were absolutely freezing, but it was still a lot of fun. I think that day that we went out to the Washington Monument, we actually ended up walking almost like 7 or 8 miles that day, just to make it all the way around to see the Lincoln Memorial and the veterans, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the Korean War Memorial, and all that. So I do have a family member on the Vietnam Veterans Wall, and so I had to find his name on there, which I thought was neat to be able to do so. Yeah, we had a great time, though. I will say that the Lincoln Memorial was absolutely mind-blowing how big it is. So if you ever get a chance to go to DC, definitely do it. I would recommend it to anybody. However, I will say we did not see near what we thought we would. I think we definitely will be going back, however, not in the winter, because it was just really, really cold. But yeah, so we had so much fun. I did get a few things from there. I didn't get any clothes, really. I got 2 shirts from some Harley stores for my dad, which I was showing you here in the video. And then, of course, your girl picked up a bunch of ornaments, so I'm going to go ahead and show those to you guys as well. They all came from various places in DC. So like I said, we went to the Capitol. We were not allowed in the White House. They're doing a lot of construction, if you don't know, building up the ballroom. And so we weren't able to go there, but we did see the White House Explorer Museum. And so we got the little gingerbread. I forget what First Lady, her recipe is actually inside of this. I got that for $5 for buying the official White House ornament. I got this Capitol ornament there at the Capitol building. We toured that on our first day. And then we also toured the Holocaust Memorial Museum. I cannot even tell you that, it was so heavy. And then if you didn't know, this is the 250th year celebration of America. 2026, we were founded in 1776. And then I also got an ornament that kind of showed all the monuments. I thought it was super fun. And then I also found this beautiful little like paperweight glass, I don't know what you call it. But I actually bought this originally for my dad, and then I decided to keep it. So Dad, if you see this, I'm sorry. But I couldn't give it up. I loved it too much. After I bought it, I just fell in love with this piece, and I just think it's cool. It has all the monuments and memorials and stuff on it. And so we're definitely going to put this on my bookshelf because I just love it. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I cannot wait until next year to put these ornaments on our tree. I already have a plan that we are not doing a themed tree, but more so just an everything colorful tree next year. And so, yeah, I'm super excited for that. I love buying ornaments on our travels and using those ornaments on our tree. So next year, you guys will see all these again, but they will be on our tree, and I cannot wait for that. But anyway, back to our trip. We had so much fun. Like I said, we visited the Capitol the first day. We had a ticket, and we showed up like 45 minutes early, but we still stood outside and missed our appointment time by like 25 minutes, and the line was super long. Thankfully, it wasn't terribly cold. It was a little bit windy, which if you guys know anything about the wind and the cold, the wind definitely makes it feel colder than it actually is, because I'm going to tell you what, that first day it was almost 60 degrees, but with the wind, it felt so cold, and the last day it was more like a mid 30s to upper 30s with no wind, and it didn't feel anywhere near as cold. So I do want to give you a little bit tip from Tammy. If you are low on storage space, store your suitcases inside of each other. That's how we store our suitcases. We've done this for years, and honestly, it is the best tip that I've ever come across. I truly appreciated this tip. It just is so helpful, like I said, especially if you don't have a whole lot of storage room. But anyway, I also, in the U.S. Capitol, I thought it was a fun little fact that each state offers two statues that are within, and I think they're brass or marble, or brass and garnet, or something along those lines. But anyway, two states, oh my gosh, I lost my words. There are two statues per state, and the state actually chooses those statues to put within the Capitol building. Now, they stay in the Capitol until that state decides that they no longer want to keep that statue there. For Nebraska, one of them was Chief Standing Bear, and then for Florida, it was Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. And then I forget what the other ones were. But anyway, so I just thought it was super fun, super interesting. It's... I cannot even tell you, like, I am not I wasn't a history person until, the past few years. I have really just found myself loving history, especially for America and our country. And so this trip was just such a big deal. It just felt surreal going to DC and experiencing where our forefathers walked, experiencing where our current president, or our the presidents of my lifetime has walked, like lives. It's just where our laws are made, everything. It just felt so surreal. It just felt, I don't know. It just felt so good to see all that and to be able to share that with my kids. I am very much a hands-on learner, so seeing things hands-on was very, very interesting and very, very special to me. So another thing that we did do we went, like I said, to all the monuments, and we went up into the Washington Monument. That was absolutely amazing. Being able to look out and see everything. I was very surprised. So one thing I was very, very shocked on in this entire trip was how small the White House is. I was literally, I don't know. I've seen it in so many movies, and Forrest Gump, even. And I'm like, where was Forrest even standing in this movie to see the White House? Now, I don't know if that scene is actually real in the movie or just a Hollywood setup. I don't know, but it just kind of blew my mind. I really thought that the White House was a lot bigger than it is. And I was surprised. But my favorite part was probably the Washington Monument and probably the Lincoln Memorial. The Lincoln Memorial is way bigger than pictures could ever show. It just... I don't even know. It's just so much bigger, and I was very, very surprised by that. So we also went to the Holocaust Museum, and you guys... I cannot even tell you how I felt, the emotions. So when you walk in, you check in, you grab a little booklet that is actually kind of a passport, if you will, of a person that went through the Holocaust, whether they survived or didn't. And you get that little passport, and then you get in an elevator, and it takes you up. There's 4 floors to this museum, and you watch a little video in the elevator, and then it releases you into the museum. And as soon as those doors open into the museum, oh my gosh, I'm going to get emotional talking about it. I lost it. I cannot even tell you the emotions that I felt. And it's crazy because when I was in high school, I got to go on our high school trip over to Germany. And so I have been to the concentration camp Dachau, the memorial that they have there for the Jews and from the Holocaust and that. And it is so heavy, you guys. It is so heavy and emotional, and it just, I've been to Germany. And some of the things that I learned, I didn't even know. Here I am, 39 years old, and still learning new things about the Holocaust that honestly should have been taught in schools. It should have been addressed before. I'm just mind blown that I didn't know some of these things. And I would share with you guys, but I don't want to, I don't know. I don't know if it's appropriate to talk about some of the things on YouTube, but you guys, if you ever get a chance to go to DC, you cannot miss the Holocaust Memorial Museum. It took us 3 hours, and honestly, we probably could have done more. However, we actually ended up missing, we were supposed to go to the zoo, which we ended up missing that, which really stinks because I paid for our parking pass up there, and it wasn't cheap, but it is what it is. We didn't end up seeing the Arlington Cemetery. I really wanted to see the changing of the guard, and we missed that. But that final day was just so heavy. And I'll be honest, I was ready to come home. DC is cool. I loved the trip. It was so much fun. It was so educational and so surreal, and just all the things. And I highly, highly, highly recommend it to anybody. And it was also so neat to see so many tourists from out of our country that were there and just in love with our history. Watching these people walk around and taking pictures. And you know what? Maybe they were not from other countries. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't be assuming that just because they weren't speaking English that they're not from here, but I don't know. I shouldn't say that, but what I'm trying to get at though, it's just so cool to see all these people looking at our historical monuments and our capital and learning all these things and just being so ingrained into what is going on. It was just such a neat and emotional experience. Overall, it was great, and we already have plans to go back. Now I don't know when we're gonna go back, because there's, again, so much. DC is probably like a good week or two trip. And so we're definitely gonna go back. I would like to go back when the cherry blossoms are all in bloom. However, I don't know if that'll happen, but I definitely want to make it happen somehow. I really want to make it happen. It was just absolutely amazing. But yeah, so that was kind of our experience. Oh, you guys, we saw snow. It snowed. Every morning I would wake up and there would be a thing on my phone telling me, oh, there's snow in the area, or this, that, or the other about snow. It's going to stop snowing. It's going to snow soon. And not once did I see the snow until we went over to the battlefield, and there was a little bit of it bunched up by the parking block in the parking lot. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's snow. I haven't seen snow in almost 4 years. So that was kind of exciting. But yeah, so we're back though. Like I said, we do have I caught a cold. Now my husband has a cold. It's a whole situation. And, we all are just like cold and but I wanted to push through and just get this house cleaned up, get everything washed up, and get all the Christmas put away. I will be doing more Christmas put away. I have the kitchen and the bathroom still that I need to put away, but I honestly got as much done this day that I could. Again, your girl was just not feeling great, and so I was just trying to push through and get done with what I could.
The touch of your hand, love you with all of my heart. Makes me tremble within. Love the smell of your hair. I'm hearing
I also wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on the family member that I asked you to pray for. Things did take a turn for the worse. I don't want to go into details as a protection of privacy for this person. She is not great about wanting to share her private life, and I am perfectly okay with that. But I believe in the power of prayer, and goodness gracious, I might get emotional again. But anyway, things did take a turn for the worse. However, she is still here with us, and I if you guys could continue to pray for her. We've been praying for her, and I hope she's going to be okay. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all in God's hands, and it's all in God's hands. And so whatever he decides, is what's going to happen. So either way though, I know there's power in prayer, and I believe in the healing power of our Lord and Savior. So yeah, anyway, you guys, I apologize for getting so emotional with you guys so much. It's just been very heavy the past few weeks, between my family member and then going to DC and then seeing the Holocaust Museum, and just everything has been a lot. And then on top of it, not feeling well. I just don't know. You know what though? We're going to end this on a positive note. I do want to thank you guys, each and every one of you, for always being here, for coming along, for watching my videos all the way through, for commenting, for sharing, for hyping, for everything that you guys have done for me, for my channel. I truly appreciate it. You guys, let me know what you guys did not on the 4th of July. Oh my gosh. For New Year's. What did you all do for New Year's? What is going on in your lives? What plans do you guys have for the new year? Let me know down in the comments. I love chit-chatting with you. But anyway, you guys, that's going to be it for this video. We're going to go ahead and finish it up, just folding the rest of the laundry and getting it all done. But anyway, I am so appreciative of you guys. I hope you guys all stay happy, healthy, and safe in 2026, you guys. I cannot believe it. But anyway, I love you all so much, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.